Good evening and welcome to the Magic Forest. The end. I got some good stories. Oh, you didn't read the music today because it's coming through my phone. Oh, it's very typical Vietnamese scenery. Typical Vietnamese scene. You've got a lake, you've got very busy, crazy traffic, and you've got a kind of big, I think that is Ho Chi Minh's mausoleum over there actually. I think it must be. Ooh. Whoa, you're horizontal today. 1 second. Let me just pause my music. Anyway, I made myself a little magic forest. Just to cheer me up. Yeah, funny stories all round. Yesterday was a bit of a disaster day. I only wanted to go to the lake, just go for lunch, take Henry for a walk, have a nice time. I think my oops, I know I've turned it. My front camera's a bit misty, dirty. But maybe that's more magical. My back camera, is that my rear camera? Selfie camera. So yeah, we went down to the lake and then I thought I'll just go up to that corner. I was looking for a banh mi, a delicious sandwich. And I thought I'd just go up to that corner up there and then turn around and come back because I hadn't found one yet. And I just stopped for a bit looking across the lake because the light was really beautiful. It was like sunset, and the light on the water looked so fabulous, and like all oranges and blues. And I don't know, like as a painter, it's something that you're kind of probably, just a moving beauty all over the place. It's just something that, like, how do you paint that? And that's why I've never been a landscape artist, because it's kind of like competing with nature. Whereas if you're a figurative artist, you can add emotion, you can add feeling, you can add personality to your figure. Yeah, landscape. But having said that, I have done lots of landscape art so far, just little sketches, which has been nice, because of my desire not to be so dependent on a little leaf coming, dependent on my mobile phone. And we walked around the lake the other day, which is a good walk. It's we probably did 30 kilometers on that day, so it was a good hike, but it was great, and we didn't take the phone, and I just did about 5 little sketches, which you might have seen on the interweb. Also saw a water snake, which was really nice, in the lake, just gliding along so beautifully, and then suddenly it just kind of just looked up, and then it just kind of went into a point or a stick, and just kind of disappeared straight down. But it was beautiful. And then so anyway, we went out yesterday to get some lunch and just go down to the lake, and we walked about 5 kilometers perhaps, and then got to a corner. The light looked so beautiful. I thought I would have my 1 photo a day, because I do allow myself 1 photo a day, and if it's something to do with reflections in water, it's kind of my cup of tea. And the And then I went to get my phone out of my pocket, and I just kind of fumbled, and it just dropped straight into the lake. I was like, oh. And I laughed, and then like I kind of went, what does that actually mean? And just stood there for a while thinking about it, and then I thought, well, the whole time I've been, using a compass and trying to get about without my phone and trying to draw rather than take photographs. And so I think I kind of fell out with the technology gods, perhaps. And then the phone went into the lake. It's like, and it was a good meter down to actually get to the water. But there was no steps, nothing to get into the lake, and there was no indication of how deep it was. And there's no kind of fishermen in that area, because I was thought fishermen might be able to help. They might have one of those big nets, but they don't seem to have those nets. They just have rods. So anyway, I thought, well, I will make a mark on the of exactly where I am. Because I had a Sharpie in my bag. And then I thought I would go and find a fishing net and then come back. And so I went back home. Luckily, because I had done that walk before, I had a compass bearing back to the homestay, and also I had some good landmarks, so I knew my way back. And landmarks are so important. If the best way to not get lost is to know where you're going. But I had a compass bearing and I had some landmarks, so I didn't lose. Some people, if they lost the phone, that's it. They'd never find the hostel again. So I went back, get back. And then today I thought, right, I'm going to go out and buy a fishing net and go and fish out my phone. And my friend had told me that there was a fishing shops on this really long road. He didn't say where, so I was like, my God, that road is so long, but it was kind of back in the right direction to where I needed to go anyway. And there was no fishing shops at all anyway. There was a fish shop that had a really, really massive net, but it was looked expensive and too big for my needs. So then I saw a little bric-a-brac shop, and they had like a window cleaning thing, and that extended to about 2.5 meters. And so I thought, that would be all right. And if I need to fashion a bags bag out of my bags bag, I could get it on there and fashion a fishing net. So then when I went down, I got to the point and I was like, it's too far, and you can't sit on the other side of the railing. You can only hang off the other side of the railing. I didn't know how far it was, but this time there was a fisherman, and I was like, how deep is it? And I scratched about on the bottom with the rod. Oh no, I asked him, and he said, it's not up to his waist, which I guess was about up to my thigh. And then started scratching about and realised there was a lot of stuff in the bottom of the lake, and it was going to be really hard to identify a phone. So the only way was to get into the lake. And so I kind of slowly lowered myself down. And it was just up to a sort of mid-thigh, but really slimy, and lots of like broken glass and tiles and just trash, and so I was just kind of feeling around with my bare feet and trying to find it, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I was like, oh no. And I had worried a little bit because a few people had seen me dropping it into the lake, and so I thought they might have thought, oh, he didn't care about his phone because he laughed and walked away, so they might have returned. However, on looking for it, I realised that it was much more of a challenge than perhaps those boys and me were capable of, and so I was fishing around for a good 20 minutes. I did find this very nice little pot. It's so cute. don't think it's worth any money, but it's got a yin and yang on it. It's my cup of tea. And this one as well. This one needs a bit more of a clean. I've only done the alcohol wipe, but I'm very good at cleaning things. And yeah, I was a good sort of 20-25 minutes just scratching about on the bottom of the lake. And you could just about just about get my hand to the bottom, so that was good, because the feeling around with my feet was just like, oh, I'm gonna cut my feet and that would be a nightmare. So feeling about for that, and then I found my phone and pulled it out. I still did not think I would be making this video, however. And then when I got home, I just got some baby wipes out and started to just clean off all the gack, and suddenly like George's image appeared on the screen, and it was still on, and it was still had 79% battery, and yeah, still working. So I'd bought some rice and then left it in the sun for the rest of the afternoon. It's still not going to charge because it's got that little water drop that says moistery in the charger, but I guess the thing was, when I walked back from the lake without my phone, I thought, what exactly do I need it for? And there are some things you definitely need a phone for, which is quite depressing. Like I need to get a text from my bank, or sometimes PayPal shuts you out and wants to send you a text, or sometimes Google wants to send you a text. And so that's kind of annoying that they send their codes, because the Taiwanese bank sends my code they text me and they send it to my email, so I could use the email for their bank, but my English bank only wants to text me. I was like, oh, that would be a pain if you can't use internet banking. So we are stuck with phones and stuck with technology, and I have made a video for 12 and a half minutes. But that was a good story. Yeah, when things like that happen, one thing that often happens is a good story. And then these two fishermen was laughing at me just digging about and splashing about in the water looking for my phone. Yeah, I found it. And I found some nice little pots, which will remind me of the story, and proof that you don't need a phone to document your life, because I can just tell you the story and show you the pots, and I've got a compass and a compass bearing back to the hotel and some landmarks. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'm going to put what was I listening to? I think it was Dusty Springfield, something from the 70s anyway. Anyway guys, I love you, and I shall see you. Oh, tomorrow is the Moving House Marathon, so that's going to be tomorrow, and if this thing ever lets me charge, I've still got 79%, so I could probably do you a video at least. Moving House Marathon. And I shall see you in the Magic Forest.